Hey YouTube, it's BudgetBugout, and as the title implies, these are going to be the top 10 everyday carry, or sometimes known as EDC knives that are under $100. These aren't going to be all like $99 knives. I don't think any of them are more than 70, low 80s. So this is going to be different price ranges and different styles and shapes and stuff like that. So no matter what your preference is, there'll be something in this video that you like, and I'll be leaving links in the description box below. So let's go ahead and dive right in. This is the Kershaw Leak. This is a little bit different design than the typical Leak. Most of them don't have a Tanto points or the S30V steel that this one has, and this one also has serrated edges. So if those are things that you don't like, this one, just like the rest of them, there's going to be different versions and variations, so just kind of keep that in mind. This is, I'm just going to talk about the design of it, and I'll list also some different pros and cons. But I really like how the form factor. It's very small. It's like a small little knife. It doesn't take up much pocket space at all. As you can see, the pocket clip compared to the rest of the knife, the pocket clip takes up almost half of the knife total size. It does have a torsion bar, which helps it, which is known as a spring assist. So it just kind of you will start off the the flipping, and then the knife will finish the rest of it. But it is frame lock, and it's just a nice little knife. It does have a nice feature where it you can have a little safety here where it won't open up as long as that safety's on. So pretty cool little knife. I really like it. Very budget friendly. These you'll find on Amazon, $50, $60-ish dollars. Sometimes less. It just all depends on, like I said, which version you like. So that'll be the first knife that I cover, and like I said, that's the Kershaw Leak. The next knife, also by Kershaw. This is what's known as the Kershaw Blur, and the Kershaw Blur is similar to the Leak in that it is spring assist. But instead of a flipper knife, this one has a thumb stud that has it looks like a ramp, where whenever you push forward, it will finish the rest of it, just like the spring assist on that one. This one has S30V blade steel. That's $70. Oh, by the way, that one with the S30V steel is going to be more. I was referring to the more classic designs whenever I was referring to the price point. This one has a liner lock, so for those of you who are maybe left-handed, this knife might not, just similar as the Leak, it might not be the best knife for you, but most of the knives that I'm going to be talking about, they're great for ambidextrous carry. Nice rubberized handle. I really like the blade shape as well, and the grind also is really nice as well. So it's great for slicing and cutting open those packages, and those hard to access plastic containers. This knife that I have in my hand is actually a buddy of mine's, and he's let me use it for a little bit, and it's really growing on me. Oh, I forgot to mention off some of the cons. So the con on both of these would just be the jimping. It would be nice to have more of a purchase on the back of this rather than just that little area. It doesn't really do much. But a lot of these critiques or cons, they're just kind of nitpicky. These are all great knives. So that is the Kershaw Blur. Then moving right along, next one, also by Kershaw, is the Kershaw Emerson CQC 7K. So I guess this would be a good time to be sure to check out my SHOT Show videos. SHOT Show is where it is the first month of every year. The knife companies release all the new models, and in that it talks about the new Kershaw Emerson knife, which actually has a longer blade length. I believe it's 4 inches. So be sure to stay on the lookout for that. I really like this version of it. This is the CQC 7K, which won a Blade Show award last year. The Best Buy award is what it won, and it's only $30-something. This is a nice little knife. very sturdy, very robust, and you know, like I said, inexpensive. I really like the Emerson wave on this, and the way that it deploys, I'll show you a little bit of footage of how this works, but this wave will actually catch on the pocket of someone, you know, whoever's using it, and they'll pull it out and it will automatically deploy. It's a very nifty little feature, and as you can see, this one is also it has a frame lock. And frame locks are great because they're a really strong lock design. Another thing that's pretty cool is that it's stainless steel on one side, but the other side is a G10 traction. The benefit of that is that the one side that has the stainless steel is that it will slide in and out of the pocket really easily, where the G10 over here will offer good grip for your fingers. The cons on this would be there's really not a lot of traction right here on the near the wave, so just kind of keep that in mind. But very ergonomic design overall. This is the CQC 7K by Kershaw. It's known as Kershaw Emerson. And let's see here, speaking of Emerson, let's go ahead and go over the Spyderco Delica 4 Emerson wave. And this also, you can kind of see the little patent right here, which says Emerson on it. I don't know if you can, I can kind of zoom in on this, but you know, it has the same sort of design as far as the wave feature. It can snag the pocket whenever you're pulling it out. I mean, it's really the fastest way to deploy a knife, and I really like this knife. It is backlock. So it is ambidextrous. You can switch the pocket clip, tip up, tip down, a left to right hand carry. It's very lightweight because of the FRN handle materials, and this has a VG10 steel, which is a premium steel, which is really not that expensive, maybe $60, upper 60s maybe. Like I said, I'll put the links for these things in the description box below. Great little knife. I'd say I really like the pocket clip as well. I'd say the main complaint about this is just the wave on this one. It will tear into your pockets after a while, so just be careful if you do EDC it, which means everyday carry it. Just be careful about which types of pants you're using. Alright, moving right along, sticking with Spyderco theme. This one is even more budget friendly. This is known as the Spyderco Persistence. The Spyderco Persistence is only, you know, $32 or something like that. It's very inexpensive. The reason I bought this originally was because it was under 3 inches, the blade length, and where I was working at the time, you couldn't have something longer than 3 inches. So it's pretty nice. It has a jimping right here, ergonomic. It's very easy to disengage the liner lock. I really like the pocket clip on this. I really like that kind of flattened spoon shaped pocket clip. I do have this in tip down carry, but you know, the cool thing about these knives is, you know, some of them you might prefer tip up, maybe tip down. It really is up to you and maybe even how you're feeling that day. But I really don't have any cons that I would assign to this knife. This has the HCR13 MOV budget steel, which is, it's still great steel. Easy to sharpen, but doesn't hold the edge too well. You can kind of see the mirror edge on this, but it's very sharp whenever you do sharpen it. Yeah, don't really have too many complaints about this knife at all. It's a nice knife. It does take up a little bit of pocket space, but not too much. So it's really just up to you. It is bigger than the Delica. Alright, moving right along, I'll go with one that's actually bigger than the one I just talked about. This is the Spyderco Mannix 2. I also, at Blade Show, at SHOT Show, I went by the Spyderco booth and met Sal, who basically owns Spyderco. And I met with him and talked with him a little bit, and he said that his son designed the Manix too. So I thought that was really cool. He's very proud of him, and he really liked hearing how much his son's design was like. So it was great, good feedback. So this knife, I don't remember the exact price on this. I actually got it for 70 bucks, but I'll have to double check the pricing on this. But like I said, I'll put it in the description box. This is made in the Golden, Colorado office for Spyderco. Not all of their knives are made in Golden, Colorado. That last knife was made in China. The one before that was Saiki City, Japan. This just has a premium steel on it. Let's go talk about that, the finger choil. I really like being able to choke up on a blade. It's one of the things that I look for in a knife. I really like knives that you can do that. You get kind of finer cutting whenever you do things like that. And great jimping. I mean, this is very ergonomic. The blade shape, and it's a full flat grind, which is great for slicing. The blade shape is just incredible for any sort of cutting test. If the thing that you're cutting at really doesn't want to be cut, like not necessarily the packages, but those hard plastic types of things, this thing is a knife that I reach for. Big pair, the lanyard hole, that's something that you look for. It's not an access lock, but it's basically very similar to that, and I'll show you whenever I pull out the Benchmade knife what an access lock is if you're not familiar with. But it's nice, but I mean, it'd be nice if there was a way to adjust the pivot here. All the other knives, they have a little way to adjust pivots. I'll show you with this one, and it'd be nice if this one did too. So that you can kind of adjust how fast it deploys and how easily it goes back in. So that's the biggest complaint that I have for this. For people who don't like big knives, that might be another complaint because it is kind of wide. But anyways, this is the Spyderco Mannix 2. Moving right along, let's talk about the last Spyderco. This is the Spyderco Dragonfly 2. And it's kind of like a miniature version of the Manix 2, if you think about it. It has the finger choils, it has the jimping, both on the finger choil and on the spine, just like the Manix 2 does. This has FRN handles, very lightweight. The Manix 2 is also lightweight. It's only 3 ounces, and that's pretty nice for a big knife. I believe this one is less than 2 ounces. Like I said, I'll put these kind of things in the description box or annotated or something like that. It has the wireframe clip, which is also like the Manix 2. The steel on this one, this is what's known as a sprint run knife. So they don't always release what's going to be the sprint run knives in SHOT Show, but they will release them throughout the year. Those are just kind of limited edition, special edition kind of knives. And it has a super steel known as super blue. But most of these knives, they really don't cost that much. Probably not more than $50. These Dragonfly 2s, they are ambidextrous, just like also the previous knife. But instead of a little access lock type of lockup, this one has a back lock. Really like this knife. Really don't have any complaints on this other than the clip. I have to keep screwing that in because it will come loose. But really, there's no other. Really nothing else to complain about. This knife is great for just kind of walking around. If you're just going to have a knife in your pocket, or basketball shorts, walking around the house, that knife is perfect for it. All right, moving right along. CRKT Fossil. This knife, I met the owner, or not the owner, rather the designer of this knife, Flavio Icoma, at a SHOT Show, CRKT booth this year. It was pretty cool to meet someone. And by the way, you guys can see all these pictures that I'm showing you on my Instagram, which is at BudgetBugout. But this is the Fossil. This has the more budget-friendly steel HCR 13 MOV, but this is only 50 bucks. Why is that cool? Because it has, well, yes, I mean, it looks cool, but it has what's known as IKBS ball bearing system, which is what Flavio Icoma is the godfather of. See how smooth that is whenever it closes or opens. It's just super buttery smooth, and this is something that you only see in knives that are like over $100 or close to $200 even. I really like also that it has a way of gripping the flipper device on that, which is also similar to the Leek. The Leek has that ability too. But yeah, I really like this knife. These are my favorite serrations. Like I said, if you don't like serrations and some of these things, maybe you want serrations or you don't like serrations, you can do different variations of these knives that I'm showing you guys. So just keep that in mind. But great blade shape. I really like the handles, very grippy. I really like this wedge right here, so if you're going to bear down on it. The only con that I would say is just, it is bigger, and the pocket clip right here, even though it's easy to get in and out of the pocket, this pocket clip is going to cause a hot spot on your hand if you're bearing down on it for a long period of time. So just keep that in mind, that it can kind of cause a hot spot right there. But I really like it. It really hasn't been too much of a problem. I thought it would be more of a problem than it is. So anyways, this is the Fossil by CRKT, and this is, yeah, like I said, about 50 bucks. Alright, moving right along to one of my most everyday carried, or EDC, knives, which is the Benchmade Griptilian. This version has the spiny hole, serrated edges, modified sheep's hoof. Like I said, you can change these kind of things out if you don't like them, but I really love this feature, and I like this coloration of it as well. Access lock. So I really like the access lock, especially on the Griptilian. It's a great little knife. Lightweight. It has jimping, very ergonomic. It has a nice traction right here. Although this is kind of hard plastic, and it took me a couple seconds to get, just a little bit to get used to these handles, because they feel like they're they're just hard plastic, but it is very durable. It is a little bit bigger, so for those of you who, if you've tried bigger knives and you don't like them, then don't get this knife. There's a Benchmade mini Griptilian that you can try, and other Benchmade knives as well. Some of them are going to be more expensive than this one. This is about 70 bucks or 80 bucks, depending where you get it. So just kind of keep that in mind. Also, it is ambidextrous because the pocket clip does move. I really like this knife. I've sold about 4 of these knives to just co-workers. Not really selling, just recommending and them buying it. I like this knife a lot, and I can't say enough nice things about it. I'm always everyday carrying this kind of thing as much as I can, or EDCing it, just depending on what your terminology is. Okay, so moving right along to just a little bit more of a tactical knife. This is what's known as the Recon 1 by Cold Steel. This is about 70 bucks. This has AUS 8 steel, which is actually not a super premium steel. The last knife that I showed you is a 154 cm, which is a really good steel. This one is just more of a budget steel, and it's still $70, so that's kind of disappointing, but it makes up for it in the robustness and the just the design of this knife. See how high that comes up, and it kind of really locks into place. This knife is going to last you a while. It does have G10 as Tanto point, but there's also other different blade shapes, and very ergonomic. I really like this. I do kind of wish they did have some jimping here, just something to kind of hang on to. And then it is, because it's backlock, it is ambidextrous. It actually comes with another pocket clip for this side. One of the biggest things to keep in mind is that these the Recon 1, it has a very grippy texturing, so it's gonna, if it goes in and out of your pocket, it's gonna tear up your pocket. So just kind of keep that in mind. Great tactical knife. It is 4 inches long, so be sure, just like with the other knives on this table, be sure to follow your local knife floss. But anyways, guys, that's about it. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments or questions, just leave them in the comment section below. Like I said, be sure to check out the description box as well. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a great day, and remember, it pays to be prepared. God bless.
Glad BudgetBugout can make it to our booth. Yeah, we've got a lot of new product for 2015 SHOT Show.
Awesome.
Let's talk about, first of all, BudgetBugout loves Flavio Coma. The handle treatment glows in the dark.
Good to hear. Using the leverage of the blade, you snip right through the rope, and it cuts very efficiently.
Wow. This is what we call the K tool, and it's got a little more to it than you might see at first glance. So this is meant to be kind of a simple keychain tool, inexpensive. This is actually a $5.99 MSRP.